Hello. It's Alaron. Good morning. Good happy Monday, whatever. So I have a classic good news, bad news kind of, situation here. It's like it might hurt a little bit, but I feel like in the end we're going to be even closer. So the good news, right? I survived another set of night shifts. As you can see, there were casualties, but I made it. The bad news is that the book is not going to be ready, most likely, for Sunday. I will take the hate mail that was probably ensuing because of that. So the good news is that the book is over 1,000 pages. It is literally more than 3 times the size of book 1. And it is my best work. My beta readers who are getting to read it way before you are loving it. So that's the good news. The bad news, as I said again, because it's so big, like I honestly probably could rush it to get out for Sunday, but I don't want to. I'm just not comfortable putting out something that's I don't feel like is ready yet. So like it's all done, but as far as the editing, I don't want anything pulling you out of the whatever. So, but again, the good news is that these little pandas are like super cute, right? Right. The bad news, the book's not necessarily going to be out yet, but the good news, right, is that, it's not going to be ready for Saturday, Owen Wilson. I apologize. Let's see. Thomas Maynard, hate, arg. I feel the same way. But so again, good news, bad news. Good news, right? I'm awake, which is amazing after my night shifts. Bad news, I had the night shifts. But no, it literally. So I really do feel like it's my best work that I've ever done. It is an insane amount. As I've been told multiple times, I definitely could have broken this up into several different books, but honestly, it just didn't feel like a good stopping point. I wanted to give you guys this complete and cohesive kind of thing, and I think you're going to love it. It is a gigantic, almost like Wheel of Time-y kind of book. So I wanted to share, though. I want to let you know I appreciate your time and everything, but yeah, the editing is so intense. Like it is. But actually, it's the only part that I'm not a fan of because it kind of feels like homework. But my betas are awesome and they're like, doing really well. So it's going to be, bigger book is better book. I agree. Okay, so I will mention that again for anyone that just came on a little late. But the print copy is going to be like heavy as a brick. You can old school police would definitely get a confession out of you with the print copy of this book. It is going to be gigantic. Like the actual final Amazon print, like when you guys look on there, will probably be something like 1,300 pages or something like that. It's insane. Okay, cool. So Jamie says, I have questions. I just picked up, I'm guessing Ready Player One after burying it. My questions are, what are your thoughts on and Ramon Mejia just joined. Hello. What are your thoughts on the film series adaptation? I personally feel like it looks cool. Obviously there's a big screw up factor whenever you convert a book into a movie, but the trailer looks hella cool. Of course, I've been let down by trailers before. I never really put too much stock into, reviews though, because people thought Dune sucked and they're insane. So whatever. Morgan Ozzy says, I've never seen you live, finally. And Owen Wilson says, 1 year when the blood oath runs out. And Ramon says, hey. All right, so for those of you just joining, so again, good news, bad news situation. Good news, right? Stranger Things 2 is awesome. Bad news, the book will not be ready for this Sunday because it is 1,300 pages long and the editing is just a beast. It's literally 3 times bigger than book 1, so it'll be out soon, but I'm just not comfortable putting it out until it's absolutely ready. All right, so good news, right? There's a Facebook party tomorrow, which I never done before, but basically me and, I don't know if you guys have seen the flyers, me and 8 other authors are getting together, so some of the, goodies that you know about, like Michael Chatfield, Dakota Kraut, James Hunter, but also like some other awesome like fantasy people. I think you guys have seen like that. I'm a big fan of like Michael Manning. We've been working together for a while, so he's going to be on there to do an AMA. And Evan Curry, who's my favorite space opera dude, like he's awesome. And then the biggin, Margaret Wise from Dragonlance. You guys all read Chronicles and all read the same stuff that I did. And yeah, she's going to be coming on to do part of the AMA too, which is pretty cool. So you guys should check it out. Blah, blah, blah. And did he answer? I don't know. Ask me again, Owen. I'm not sure what you're asking. We don't care about the time. We're looking forward. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like I'm enjoying it because there's stuff that I read that I wrote like 10 months ago, and I'm like, that's pretty good. It's funny. So I'm enjoying the editing process too, more than I usually do. But it is just so like honestly, like with the work, like my brain like fried a little bit. I need to go see Thor or something. I don't know. Check out what's up though. Gnome's Rule. So yeah, so coming back to Gnome's Rule, Cheshire, thank you. As a heartfelt apology from yours truly, I'm gonna give away 5 t-shirts at the bottom. All right, so but like I'm gonna give away 5 t-shirts. Do not comment on this thread once it's done, because I cannot see it, and I feel like people think that I'm ignoring them. But Facebook has this weird quirk that like you can't see new whatever. So I'm gonna put up another thread on top of this one. Whoever comes up with the best gnome jokes or memes gets 5 free t-shirts as a mea culpa, because I feel bad about not having it out when I said I was going to. But again, it's gigantic. You will be chaos seeding it up for many days. Even you speed readers, it'll take you at least 4 hours. I do not know how you guys read so fast, but I promise you it is a thick book. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so I don't know if I've been missing any questions. All right, you just said you got the whole year, so it runs out with the book time. Yeah, he has a whole year. Yeah, I think I've answered most of the questions so far, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, what else is going on? So, book 6. All right, so Nick is mostly better, right? But again, as you guys know, he's the best in the business and he's a perfectionist. So he's like doing a couple chapters like every day. Like normally he could like, he's so amazing, he can like power through a whole book, you know, in a couple days. But he's only doing a couple chapters so he can rest his voice so that, you know, it's just the very best. And like, you know, as always, he's rocking out for the book 6 audio. So hopefully that will be up in the next month, a month and a half. I'm fairly confident that I could say it'll be up before the end of the year. But again, it's going to be based on, you know, his instrument. So any plans to quit my day job? So that is a very common question, John Ustavesky? All right, so, but my day job is being a doctor, and in all honesty, that was not easy. That was really tough and exhausting, and it took a lot of sacrifice. So I don't really think that I'm going to be quitting it anytime soon, and I like healing people. It's pretty cool. But, you know, maybe I'll look for some other shift. I don't know. It is true that, like, my passion in life, like, what drives me is writing these books, so we'll see. I don't know. But, all right, so thank you for the kind words, Thomas Maynard. I appreciate that. I didn't want people showing up at my house with pitchforks. And Jeff, I'm looking forward to the book 6 audio, too. I've never liked audiobooks before I listened to Nick's renditions, but he's awesome. And Buchanan, so I had said that it was going to be out on the 19th. But I did not take into account that this book is 3 times longer than any other book that I've written, and the editing is taking even that much more time with like the dynamics and the calculations and everything else. So I'm 100% positive it will be out by the third. I'm 100% positive it will not 80% positive it will not be out on the 19th. 100% positive it'll be out by the 3rd. And, you know, my betas are rocking and rolling, so hopefully even earlier than that. I want to get this to you as quickly as possible. But, yeah, these are my babies, so I'm just not comfortable having to go out with, like, some editing or typo that's going to pull you out of the story. Like, I really feel like this is my best work to date, and I definitely want to get you the best version of it. Keegan asked, what factors make gnomes rule? This is a very important question. So there's obviously sex appeal, right? That's number one. Who doesn't like, a little fuzzy? Papa Smurf had that going on back in the day. There is, nut punch ability, right? I mean, they're right there. They don't have to like reach up or reach down, so that's huge. Somebody else let them know. Have you ever heard Nick read Name of the Wind? So no, I never listened to audiobooks before, but I just knew that he had read Name of the Wind, and it's actually funny because the first time like I talked to him like over like Skype or whatever, he was like, yeah, so how did you hear about me? And I was like, dude, you read for Patrick Rothfuss. He was like, yeah, I got that, it's very much like a Jay-Z, like, you're the best. He's like, yeah, I know, but I was so excited with what he was able to bring. I had like interviewed probably like 50 different voice actors, and he was the only one that like made me feel like I was watching a movie, and I thought it was awesome. Nick did the narrating for the Name of the Wind too. He is Rothfuss and I, like, we've obviously got a lot in common. Super awesome, super. I'm totally as popular as him. So yeah, this too. You need to do a book tour in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if they do book tours anymore. I've actually asked about that. Like the big names do, that are with like the big 5 publishers, which I can't even honestly name them. I just keep hearing them called the big 5. So they do that kind of thing as a setup. But like with me, it'd be more like, yo, I'm in Ohio. Who wants to come to Krispy Kreme? And that's how we would make it happen. Is there more enchanting? There is more enchanting than you can shake a stick at, Richard Ryan, which is a pretty good name. And makes me want to get those audios next. Evan, if you want an audio, boom. You get a free audio code. Boom. Easy. Just message me. More use of pressure points? A little bit of a spoiler, but if that answers your question, Keegan, yes, there is. But you get the books out at least. I do get the books out, and I've cursed, Patrick Rothfuss, like I've cursed Sundays when I want a Chick-fil-A biscuit, but definitely going to be the first in line, so, what are we going to say? Jack, I'm so happy that I could be your introduction into lit RPG. I still remember the very first lit RPG book that I ever read. It's like literally I was reading and I was like, how have I never seen this before? This is the best thing ever. I'm happy that that can happen. And everybody wants to go to Krispy Kreme, Anthony. The Miss Village hoodies, can we buy them somewhere? So yeah, I have like 50 different t-shirts for sale on my website that I, mark up by like 2%. And that's only because I actually sell them at a loss if they're sent to certain places. So yeah, on litrpg.com, very easy to remember. I've got a lot of funny videos. I've got signed books. I've got the hoodies, the t-shirts, everything you could want. And even if there wasn't a variation that you wanted, people just message me and I throw it up just for them. Because I love lit RPG, and the more people rock it, the more everyone knows about it, and it's awesome. So the book will be out soon. Yes. So in answer to Jerry Harris, I was saying that it was going to be out on the 19th, but because I was factoring in my normal editing time. This book is 3 times as long, more than 3 times as long as book 1, and the editing has taken proportionally more time. So, with that being said, it will most likely not hit my 19th deadline. It will definitely be out by December 3rd. By the way, December 5th is my birthday. Thank you to everybody that's voting for Goodreads, by the way. And it could very possibly be out before then. I'm just not going to rush it, but I'm going to put it out there as quickly as I can for all of you guys, because really, 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 I say all the time, but I appreciate you so much. So thank you. Let's see. Richard Ryan says, you love to write? I do. I never thought I'd have a passion in life, and this is it. I love to write. Says same here, and yeah, man, you were my first 2, not sexualized. Yeah, we don't need, it's fine. Don't fight your feelings is all I'm saying. Yeah. Nick Moose Cops, there you are, I see ya. And Nick Daybell says, is Rosan based off of Ron from Parks and Rec? No, that's a complete coincidence. Steve Ming says, I never knew my love for MMOs, convention and literacy, .hack. Yeah, I really enjoyed .hack too. Obviously, I got a little tired because every anime is a little weepy and complaining, but .hack was super fun for me too. And I feel like we're writing about these things that literally are, I feel like it will be the next, big technological leap, especially if they can figure out how to do direct brain stimulation, not just like the clumsy, we're knocking holes on our wall VR that we have right now. I mean, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like anything that we have access to, they've had access to for like 20 years. So who knows when they're ready to flood the market? It's whether or not they can control it and stuff like that. Obviously, there's massive opportunities for abuse with direct brain stimulation of like mind control or trapping someone or whatever else. But hell, I'm all about that life. So, you know, anybody looking for a guild when that happens, you come find me. Let's see, Hunter Folden's first time I heard his voice. Yeah. Dare I hear a release date pushback? So yes, Hunter, you have. I'll repeat it again in a little bit. What am I gonna do for things? I know, man. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, like, you know, help you guys with the Thanksgiving awkwardness, you know, of the aunts that are like, oh, you look like you've gained weight. I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to get it out there for you guys. I thought it'd be super fun to be able to read it. And it was going to be an anniversary because my first book came out November 20th, 2015. And I thought it'd be super cool if this one came out November 19th, 2017. 2 years to the day. But like I said, I'm super enjoying editing it. But editing a 1,000-page manuscript that's going to turn into like 1,500 ammo. I mean, like, dude, it is. I am a little fried. I'm not going to lie. Jack Reed, your favorite character is Futsin. You're literally the only person that's ever said that, I think. But thank you. And then, yeah, Max, I know you already got the t-shirts. Dave Wilmarth, what's going on? Shout out to Dave Wilmarth. He had his debut Lit RPG release, and it's getting a lot of love. It is on my to-do list as soon as I finish this editing, but like, congratulations, man. And then, yeah, I'd kind of be down for the mind control too. Like, are they mind controlling me into like hanging out with Halle Berry, Rosario Dawson, young Whitney Houston? Maybe, I don't know. All right, if you were gonna app the land into a big screen or a film, yeah. So again, I always say Netflix. I'll do almost anything. Come show me some love. Yeah, let's get this going. Let's avoid some pitfalls of other things that have been adapted. But yeah, I think there's a lot of room here. Show me some love. Seems like the new book got away from me. So it did and it didn't. So in answer to your question, Richard Ryan, I don't know when you can find out of me, but I wrote 6 books in about 14 months. And it was just kind of this nonstop blah, blah, blah. And honestly, after the 6th book, I needed a break. So I took like a month and a half off, traveled, you know, saw the light of day, got a tan. And I also ended up spending a lot of time doing what I stopped being just a writer and started being an author. So like paying attention to like the business side of it, making connections, going to cons, things like that. And, you know, taking care of like social media and other things like that. And also I need to give a shout out to my new virtual assistant, Geneva. She is super awesome, making my life better, making it a lot easier for me just to put fingers to keys and write. So thank you to Geneva. But yeah, so it really developed, but also from when I wrote book 1, I knew that book 7 was going to be kind of like a catharsis to a certain extent. So for those of you that feel like maybe there's some quest that he hasn't finished yet, which I think is insane, there's going to be a lot of tie-up for that. There's going to be a lot of resolution for the things you've been waiting for. This is the money shot, is basically what I'm saying. This is what everybody's been waiting for. So I know it's not coming out yet, but I promise you will really enjoy it. And if you don't, it is not my fault at all. That's an Aileron promise. All right, Ben Case, have I read King Killer Chronicles? Has anyone not read King Killer Chronicles? I mean, we were just talking about how Patrick Rothfuss and I have so much in common. We're both alive. Yeah. All right, Hunter Folden, just become a writer that takes a year for a book, or worse, multiple. No, so an answer, I don't know if you heard before, Eldon, but like, yeah, this book is, hold on, I think I may need to plug in here. So, this book is more than 1,000 pages long, more than 3 times the length of book 1. Writing a book this long, I think, is going to be great and very enjoyable for you guys, but it is a pain in the patookus for me. So, I think I'm going to go back to just, you know, trying to get out novels a little bit more frequently. So yeah. If you're happy, is it really mind control? I mean, it depends on which ex-girlfriend you've ever talked to. So, it's kind of more of an existential question. Well, Sam Barbara says, hello, hello. And Ramon says, oh, you do, yeah, but you're great, Ramon. You're great just the way you are. Chris Arrington says, dude, I'm on the second land book. And dude, thank you so much, man. Really, really. I never get tired of that kind of feedback. There is definitely people that try to give me the other feedback often. So, like, this is a good balance to that. So I really hope that you do keep reading. And honestly, as long as, you keep reading, I'll keep writing. So, yeah. All right. Pixies, more Pixies. There's more Pixies. There's Pixie love coming. It needs to be made into an anime. Yeah, obviously the right kind of anime. And I will give you this pledge, people. Now, if my books become an anime, there will not be 50% filler in the middle. We will make more dungeon dives, more violence, because that is an Aileron Kong guarantee. You will enjoy it. And Daniel LaBailey, you're awesome too, bud. Ben Case, both alive. So do you think he will finish the series, or does it end? I feel like. This is just my own thing based on absolutely nothing. But I feel like Rothfuss is probably finished, He is, doing really awesome work with his nonprofit, though. And also, he's obviously a gigantic signed author. Unlike, me, I'm an indie, I do everything myself. So I imagine there are other considerations that come up with it, coming down to, the dollar and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're just drumming up biz. I don't know if they're waiting for something. Maybe there is a giant movie deal, in the works too. I don't know. But, he wrote such an amazing, prolific story that I can't imagine that, like, he ran out of things to say. And he's a great wordsmith. So, I imagine it's probably sitting there somewhere. Maybe even, like, the next 2 or 3. I know it's only supposed to be a trilogy, but, hell, that's just a word. You never know. But that's just my own conspiracy theory thing. I think he's done. So. Nick DeBell, any idea when book 6? So yeah, Nick has recovered from his cold, but like he's not 100% back. And as you know, he's the best in the business. So he is only doing a couple chapters a day as opposed to powering through where he could do before. So hopefully it'll be up like in a month or so. But he's only works each day until he feels like he's at 100%. As soon as he gets to 99, he's like, no, we're done, whatever. So hopefully soon. Jack Reed says gnomes rule. Gnomes do rule. And again, as a mea culpa for not coming out on time, I'm giving away 5 free t-shirts. Do not comment on this thread, because after I finish the live, I can't see the new comments. I'm going to make another post right up here that will have it. And basically it's going to be, send me your best gnome meme or joke, and the top 5 will get a free t-shirt. Boom. All right. Wilson Smith says, what's up? What's up, Wilson Smith? Your books are up there. Oh, thank you so much, man. I actually have been able to speak with Ari Salvatore a little bit. Basically, the way it works is that I will message him 8 times in a row, and then he'll say, stop messaging me, but keep up the good work. So, big shout out to Ari Salvatore, talking to a little guy like me. Big fan of his. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Hunter says, if we keep writing... Damn you, Hunter. I am still shook by that gruesome fight scene at the end of book 3. Well, you are in for it then, Morgan, because it gets weird. It gets a little weird. And Peter, Hoibrooks? Pieter Hoibrooks? I love that. Did you personally write book 6 just to make the joke, The Dungeon of Bloody Chaos? So... I've gotten a lot of questions about that, and I honestly was going like 1980s throwback, wonderfully horrible, 80s names thing. And I was like, because I played with a bunch of different names, and there's going to be like a joke and a reference to that in 7, a little bit of spoiler. But yeah, I was like, yeah, Dungeon of Bloody Chaos, that is too wonderfully horrible to miss. So yeah, boom. Let's see. Berserk, like the yeah, so Berserk, right? I feel like Berserk ended on a weird thing. So I've seen the first 3 of Berserk, and then I heard there were more that have come out. I haven't really seen them, though. I'm not even sure if that's true. It is dark as hell. If I was going to do it, I would want to mix up, like, old school McFarlane Spawn, not whiny like Spawn, but with that kind of like dark violence that comes along with it, with obviously new school Archer and a little bit of Rick and Morty thrown in. And as far as like, the anime style, more towards like Spawn, a little bit of Berserk. But I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of potential in there. Like what people are doing with animated stuff these days is more fascinating than what they're doing with actual like acting a lot of times. And I would hope that I would find like another master of his craft. Like I was lucky enough to match up with Nick for the audiobooks, but like someone that could really had their own ideas and we could make something new. This active creation and writing is everything. So Owen Wilson says, when did the paperbacks come out? So now that I finally have an assistant, she's going to be handling the format conversion. So hopefully it might actually be out at the same time that book 7 is out. So that's cool. What's up, Damien? So shout out to Damien Perry. He's been holding down the Lit RPG community with me. I could not do it without my awesome mod, so thank you. Did you have a backup voice narrator if Nick declined? I mean, so the first book was put out by a different audio narrator who did a perfectly fine job, but it didn't really evoke emotion in me like it did with Nick. And people enjoy that. But honestly, whatever everybody said is like, hey, why are you changing? I feel like he did perfectly fine. And perfectly fine wasn't good enough for me. It just wasn't exactly the right fit. And then people, when I found Nick, they're like, oh my God, this is coming alive. So no, I'm not really looking for anybody else but Nick. Like, I love working with the guy. I feel like I've gotten to know him personally. He's like a really humble and cool dude. So, yeah, Nick for life. Obviously, unless I get a female lead, because I'm going to switch that up. I'm thinking Kim Basinger, Scarlett Jo, somebody good. Okay. Free tease, my tank is getting faded. Cool. Did you ever give away that free book, Hunter? Because I feel like I sent you a free book to hand to a friend. All right, free shirt even if you are overseas, because I love my fans. And also says Futin. Yeah, he's a fun guy. So Ben K says, thanks for the input. I love your books. Tell the stories. Yeah, I'm very lucky to be working with Nick. And Victor Clinton Trong says, I'm happy that it brought you into the lit RPG genre. Yeah, the rest of us are enthralled and in love with it too. I'm so happy that, like when I wrote my first book, I thought maybe my mom would read it one day, maybe my best friend. My mom has still not read any of my books, just to be clear. But I never imagined it would turn into this, sort of life-changing thing. So thank you guys. Thank you for helping me get this done. Yeah. And apparently McFarlane is making a new live-action Spawn. Thank you, Ramon Mejia. So Derek Harris says, okay, big question. Are we going to either A, get an interaction with a different city? All right, so total spoilers, dude. Total spoilers. Oh, and my uncle's here. Hello to Coach Jenkins. All right, Nick Hainsberg says, man, I love these book. I want to play a game. Dude, I want to play a game based off the land, too. So I've actually, I'm sure you guys have heard of Smite if you're gamers. And there's a guy that I was actually a wrestler with in high school, Mick Larkins, who was super cool. He's a big muckety-muck at High Res Games who makes Smite and Paladins, and they're here in Atlanta. And he gave me this like big tour, which was awesome, about 6 months ago. And yeah, so I mean, check out Smite if you haven't. I'm not getting paid for that yet. But yeah, so anyway, like I talked to him about it, and like the market's just not the way it was, when we were kids, where like, we loved playing Baldur's Gate or, any of these other like one-offs. It's like, obviously you've seen the biggest, games are the ones where they give them away for free, but people buy like the DLC and the skins and whatever else like that. So getting someone to commit to like making an MMORPG, it's not like they wouldn't make money, because obviously we would, be the first ones in line for an awesome one. But are they making Warcraft money? I've learned a bunch of stuff, like namely that in 2017, online video games is a $14 billion a year industry, which is insane. So hopefully there will be an awesome young programmer that reaches out to me and we can make something that isn't just some BS, but is like an awesomely expansive kind of like Halo meets Civilization meets Elder Scrolls kind of thing. But we'll see. I don't know. I would rather not have a game made than put it on some crap. Let me put it like that. Will Yoshi be coming back? Yeah, I love listening to him too. So I am part Japanese, if nobody ever knew that. But like, I grew up watching old kung fu movies, and when Nick was doing the voice for Yoshi, I was like, no, more. I was like, you're not hearing me. Imagine a samurai about to cut you in half, and like he just learned English. That's what we're going for, and he absolutely nailed it as always. So yeah, I want some more Yoshi. I want some more Crown in my life, everybody. Yeah, Ramon is scary informed. Yeah, you know, he might be outside your house. I don't know. Yeah, and I agree, Damian Perry. Nick is amazing. He's the best. He's the best there is. And Claudio says, "Hold on, boy. No, I'm not holding on. We're gonna keep going." Let's see. Whoa. Blast from the blast. Hello, Jeffrey Falcon Loge. Been a long time. Daniel LaBailey, do you think that the books progress time? Total spoiler, Danny. Get out of here. You know that. Total spoiler. No one ever sent me. No one sent me one. Hunter, remind me afterwards if your library wants one. I will send a couple books to the library. Let me know if they say yes, and they're on their way to you. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. And she likes audiobooks, and I've sent her free codes, and then I went on her phone and uploaded them to Audible. If you guys have ever seen that movie Fresh Off the Boat, it's about like an Asian family in like the 90s, and the mom is like kind of insane and a little angry, and that's exactly the way my mom is. So she's tough. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Baldur's Gate was awesome. I mean, like, in retrospect, the interface now I tried to play like a year ago, the interface is garbage. I personally feel like the best interface of any game like that was Temple of Elemental Evil, where, like, every time you did it, it showed, like, a radial, and then a radial, and a radial. I feel like that interface was so intuitive, and I love the crafting in that game, too. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it does not work with, you know, today's system. It's just, like, the computers we have now are just so powerful it crushes it. But I would love to see a reboot of, like, an old D&D kind of thing like that, and I feel like it could very easily translate into, you know, what we have going on here. Like, it'd be great if there was the functionality to, like, when you are playing Warcraft or Elder Scrolls or anything like that, why can't you get up to, like, the, you know, you're just looking at them as, like, little people, whatever. I mean, they have that for Dragon Age. Not a big fan of how you auto-heal in Dragon Age. I feel like, you know, it kind of takes away from it. Like, why would anyone do that? You're not a troll. Anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox. But I just feel like there's a lot of us that would love that. But again, even though they're making money, they're not making, like, Warcraft money. And again, I'm going to say it. They're slating that the online gaming was a $14 billion industry this year. So, you know, it's a hard sell for a corporate exec to be like, yeah, let's do a possible loss of this. I don't know. Would you consider doing short stories? So, 7 was always going to be a linchpin. I think you guys have probably seen the 7 numerology in the books in various places. It's a big part of, like, how I come up, the 7 jewels, things like that. So this was always going to be the big one, and there are so many other stories and projects that I want to work on. I'm never going to abandon Richter for very long. I will hopefully never write a book that is this gigantically massive, like, tome. Like, you know, this is going to be yellow pages. It's going to be like 13 to 1,500 pages, I think, from the algorithm that I understand with Amazon. Like, it's insane. I'm going to go back, you know, write like a normal size book and get them out much faster. You guys are not going to have to wait another year for the next one. We're not going to be as insane as writing 6 books in 14 months, but they're going to be coming out much, much quicker. And there's other examples of things that I've been working on that I have, like, literally probably 500 pages of notes for other stories. You'll be getting those very soon. Let's see. Pieter, if we're allowed to pick your brain, I'd like to know how you started as a writer, blah, blah. So I started as a writer just simply because I was like, hey, look at all those hearts. Thank you, Daniel. So I started as a writer because I wanted an outlet. Again, I never thought I would ever actually get fans and readers. I thought this was just going to be like more of a mental exercise. It's like, why not try? I was just kind of playing Halo anyway. And I had just basically 2 guiding lights. I was like, I'm going to write a story that I would want to read, and I'm going to write a story, like, looking at video games and stuff like that, where it does right, the things that I felt like I've seen other people do wrong. And I had a lot of fun. And like the first time I was writing, like I had an idea, and then I would go to sleep and I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and be like, oh my God, that's a great idea. And I would come and like, immediately. So I mean, there were like 30 rewrites in a week, but I wrote book 1 start to finish probably in 6 weeks and spent another week editing and a week and a half editing and then put it up. And like I said, when I started, like Lit RPG was just being born here. So there were like 6 authors, and half of them were cool enough that I was like, hey, do you mind if I just let people know? And they're like, yeah. And then, people liked it, which was amazing. And then now with the advent of other awesome authors that have like joined in, and my awesome mods and the Facebook group, which is what I'm most proud of after these books, Lit RPG is what it is today. It's massive. It's awesome. So it was kind of an evolution. Same way like my books are. I always know that I'm trying to get from point A to point B, but when I'm writing, I am true and loyal to the magic system and the reality and the practicalities of this game. So there's times where like I'm led to a certain place, and even I'm a little bit surprised by it, which I wouldn't trade for anything because it makes it vital, interesting for me, and I think that comes across in the writing. As far as getting a publisher, most of us, don't. If you wanted to have a private convo, I'm happy to like give you my 2 cents for whatever that's worth about that. And I know there's a lot of other authors that have had experience that are also very, cool and very friendly. But yeah, no, please feel free to hit me up. I cannot always immediately respond, but I do my best. Yes, Land would be cool as a VR game. Again, I think, God, where is the direct brain stimulation? I feel like that has to exist by now. I don't know. Why am I not teleporting is basically it. So Scott James says, I need the book now. I'm going to say this again in case anybody missed it. So this is a good news and a bad news kind of situation. The bad news is it will not be out on the 19th. The good news is it will not be out on the 19th because it is going to be like 1,500 pages, something like that. It is a massive, massive book. But the editing is taken proportionally more. It is 3 times bigger than book 1. And I just didn't factor that in when I was saying for the release. And to be quite honest, I could push some stuff through just the same way I could have broken this book up into 2 or 3 pieces to like, try to make a little more money. But like book 7 was always going to be like my, piece de resistance. So it is my best work. You will love it. And I'm giving away free crap after this as an apology. So it's not all bad. Okay. Let's see. Logan Byers finally caught one. Hey, what's up, Logan? What game did you take inspiration? So my number 1 game of all time is Civ. I played Civ 2 with Mr. Wheatley, this kind of like weird, awesome history professor that I had back in the day at high school, and love Civ everywhere else. Everyone knows that the best Civs are the even Civs, especially when you can mod them. So anyone that played Civ 4 that ever has not played the Rise of Mankind mod, you're missing out. Even I go old school with that sometimes. It is friggin' awesome. Zappara, wherever you are in the world, thank you for all your hard work. But yeah, so Civ, and then, like other things like Baldur's Gate. I already said that Temple of Elemental Evil is the best ever. Yeah. What's up, Amber Shea? How's it going? What's up, Brett Davis? Shout out to my betas. Hello. So Chris Arrington, dude, Temple of Elemental Evil. Yes, I know. Awesome. Neverwinter Nights 2, also good. A little, very Baldur's Gate-y. I never really got super into it because I think another game came out at the same time, and then it kind of collected dust, and, I don't even have a CD-ROM drive anymore, really. But yeah, I think that kind of thing. But, like, for me, the Land is sort of the amalgam of what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, like, you can have the settlement building, which is very civvy. You could have, just a dungeon dive, which can be very Elder Scrolls-y. You could have the party, dynamics, which is very Baldur's Gate-y. And it's like, why can't we just have, like, the scroll bar, the scroll thing on our mouse, take us to those various levels or unlock them? I mean, how amazing would a dynamic game like that be? And don't tell me we don't have the AI right now. Facebook is continually shutting down AIs that are too smart. So, anyway. Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, there's a lot of remakes that need to be made. I agree, Max. Appreciate you, Damon. And Derek Harris, can't think of a question that would possibly not hold spoilers, so thank you for not making me say spoilers again. So if you, send me some of that stuff that your DM, I've been hearing that like people have been using some of the some of my like work is like to spur their D&D campaigns, which I think is super cool. We should like put that up. You know, we should have a talk over YouTube. That'd be fun. So he released a side novel, Odysseus. So I unfortunately haven't been able to read Travis's book yet, but it seems like people really like it, like they do most of his. There are definitely other storylines that I've always planned to make in the land. I always kind of like the reason that the land is so expansive and has so much, you know, so much potential for growth is that I always loved the way that the Star Wars universe, you know, sort of developed. Not necessarily all the storylines, obviously, but the fact that, you know, you could have this main thing and then you can have another, like, you know, side storyline that then crosses over, or you can just have this other storyline over here that just kind of talks about a very cool other story. So yeah, I've got like 500 pages of notes for other things that I want to get into, and some of them after book 7 I'm going to be writing as well, and not necessarily all in the land either, but there are a couple projects that I've just been really chomping at the bit for, but I wanted to finish book 7 for you guys before I got it out, so yeah. Alex Frontera, how does one become a Beta reader? Blood, sweat, and tears. Brett and the other ones that I work with have been with me for literally 2 years. We've been together forever. I will start looking for more to expand the Beta family after book 7 comes out. Not before, because again, we just have a very simpatico. Like, I know to tell Peter to lay off the damn commas. I know to tell Brett to stop questioning various possible other ways that the story could go. And we have like a very good, you know, pattern at this point. And also, it would just slow it down, and people would kill you, literally kill you, if I brought you on now and the book didn't come out. So Joseph Scott Snowden, hello. I may just in my area, but I work in a bookstore and they're pretty awesome. Yeah, so I also want to get out a tabletop. There was actually somebody that reached out to me a while ago talking about it, and I don't know. We just kind of fell off, and I forgot until now because I've been writing so much. But no, I would love to see the land as a tabletop too. And honestly, if I was going to do it, I'd try to open it up probably maybe as like a Kickstarter or whatever else, so that we can, you know, get it off the ground and really do it right. But also I would, you know, crowdsource, because I know the games that I've loved, but I would want to hear from all of you, like, this is what I like from this one, this is what I didn't like from this one, so we could make it like just an insanely fun, you know, cult classic-y kind of game. So yeah. So Daniel LeBase says, how far ahead do I plan each book? Before I wrote book 1, I had the end of the series written out. And that was something that I intentionally did, because I hate it when, you know, you've got like years of awesomeness and it just kind of like, you know, shits the bed. So I knew from jump, from before, exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, so yeah. And Damien's asking about one of the sign-offs that I do for my books. Any thoughts of making land into an MMO? Yeah, I would love to play it too. As I said before, though, like, online gaming is a $14 billion industry this year, and asking like a reputable game designer to be like, hey, let's do like a one-off like we all used to love back in the day, they're just not really about that life. So I don't know. Bobby already is a creepy dungeon boss, so he's actually an AI that I programmed. You're not going to want to meet him on a dark alley. Yeah. Beta readers. The gateway to my beta readers are my other beta readers. Not Brett, because he doesn't really like dealing with, you know, a lot of people. But like some of my other ones, like I'll like, you know, somebody will message me like an error or something they found, and I'll send it to like, you know, one of my other betas, and, you know, then they're like, hey, give this guy a shot. And after we've worked together for literally 2 years, you know, I appreciate them so much. I kind of follow what they say. I won't be opening up for betas for 7, but maybe after that. How do I set limits? So making the character system obviously was not easy, but I have always tried to do it so that it realistically flowed, right? So let's take like, I don't know, like herblore, right? Anybody can pick a leaf off of a tree. So I'm not going to have like you have in a game where like if your herblore is not high enough that you literally can't touch a tree, like that doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe there's something more towards, you know, harvesting a plant than just touching it. So like, you know, in book 1, I have Cyan, you know, teach Richter how to like feel the energy of the plant, and then he's able to harvest it and like, you know, learn certain properties about it. It was always very important for me that my books were not just like a, you know, you can't do anything and it doesn't make any logical sense. It always, you know, and that's one of the things that I take the most time with. As far as like how did it get so intricate, it evolved over time. And you give yourself like that kind of leeway. It's also why book 7 is going to be the version 3.0 book, which is another reason that it took me so long to get 7 out, because I've been updating the other books to version 3.0. There's no plot changes, but there are things that, like, just like in a video game, I'm like, well, you know, I don't want them to get overpowered, whatever. So like the biggest change for version 3.0 is that I put the limitations on the enchanting system, because I felt like, you know, Richter was getting a little bit OP, and I feel like that's the death knell of any game or any little RPG. So, as opposed to just being able to enchant like as high as he wants, he has to unlock certain levels. Again, it's not going to change the storyline at all, but it does make the gameplay a little bit more fun. Leandra Booth. Hello, Leandra Booth. I'm so happy my name is in your book, but I haven't been killed off yet. Yep. Dragon Age 2, woohoo, to the Leandras, yep. And Leandra will make another edition sometime in the future. And you have to top it off for book 10. Yes, book 10, yeah. So my betas are also why book 5 got so big, which is why that one was delayed. So, you know, for any delays, you blame my betas, really. That's their own. All right, the library is contacted. Yeah, just seriously, let me know, Hunter. I'll send them over to you. I would love to have other young minds with a disclaimer that there are horrible things read my books. Is chapter 11? Yeah, I think it will. Now that things are being like pushed back, I will be putting chapter 11 out on Patreon, and I even put an edited version of chapter 11 out on Patreon. And for anybody that wants a spoiler, chapters 1 through 6 are completely free on my Patreon. It's just patreon.com, Alaron Kong. So enjoy. Disciple? Yeah, I never played Disciples. It looked kind of, you know, he stabs the guy. It looked Assassin's Creed-y a little bit. It looked fun though. Skyrim versus The Witcher. All right. I was about to do a Witcher walk, and I'm not wearing pants, so I will not do a Witcher walk. I enjoy The Witcher, but you know, Skyrim definitely. Only problem with Skyrim is the realities that they have to fit of the size of the world, right? We all love that there's so many dungeons, but like that's like saying like, you know, hey, I'm going to run down to the Publix right there, a block away, and there's a dungeon at the Kroger, and there's another dungeon at the A&P, and I'm going to go old school, and there's another dungeon at the Piggly Wiggly. They're just too tight together. I would love to see it a little bit more realistic, where like you had to hunt for dungeons, you had to do whatever. Yeah, there's like big one-off, like, you know, gigantic dungeons, but there is something that you'll be rewarded for walking, you know, a full day into the snow and finding something. Like, how awesome would that be? A world that was actually big enough that even with the millions of us that would play, there's, like, secrets that you only tell your friends about and whatever else, and, like, the dynamics and the policy. I mean, like, oh, my God, can you imagine how, like, exciting that would be? And that's what I try to do with the land, and hopefully one day we will play a game with that. You know, that'd be awesome. No spoilers, Roxanne. Is Nick doing the voice for the gals? Yeah, Nick is creepily doing all of those female voices. Yes. He is awesome. And, oh, thanks, Chris. Chris is basically saying it's cool that I'm doing this live. I love my fans. I love being able to take the time and talk to you guys. I love that, like, you know, there are other nerds like me. It's not just me out there. Thank you. I have very cool Miss Village. This is upside down, so you can't see it. Miss Village Mafia and Gnomes Rule bracelets that I've been giving away for free with my with like the signed books that I sell. I just haven't like found a time to put them up on the website. But again, there's t-shirts and stuff for sale if you guys want to check those out. But yeah, Chris Arrington, like, I love being able to connect with you guys. Like, I wouldn't have done this without you. I wouldn't have been able to do this without, you know, my awesome mods, my beta readers, like the people that have just been in my, like, you know, corner. Like Daniel LaBailey, like, contacted me like 2 weeks into book 1. We've been, you know, like, connecting. It's like a lot of you guys, like, I haven't met, but I've even come to, like, understand, like, the nuances of, like, you know, what you're going to say and whatever. And I think it's, I don't know, I personally really value these kind of connections. So thank you for being here. How does the whole leveling to real life thing work? If there was a super high level guy who got stabbed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right, so the
basic point, I think what you're asking about is how does the Constitution work? Again, there's the realism that goes along with that, right? So, like, if you have a Constitution of 100 and you get stabbed in the arm and, you know, you lose, like, what? Maybe, like, 10 points from being stabbed by, like, an iron dagger, maybe. And then you're bleeding and you're slowly, like, you know, going out right there. Basically being that, imagine you were fighting someone that was a trained fighter, right? If you punch someone in the face that's never been in a fight before, they will fall down. If you punch someone in the face that has been in 1,000 fights, they are not going to fall down. So, but if you shoot someone in the face, either way, they're going to die. It's like that. If you stab someone in the eye and you, like, you know, destroy their brain, they're done. Unless they've gotten such a insanely high constitution that they're almost like at a superhuman level. I've allowed for that as well. But for most people, even up to like probably like a con of like 20 or 30, like, you know, you cut their head off, you're done. You know, as Buffy said, it works for a lot of different people, and that's how it works. I hope that answers. Hunter Folden, one part when we make it easy to expand the land, blah blah blah. You never really give us like, so the land is, you know, and I don't want to hear any of you Neil deGrasse Tysons giving me shit. The land is about the size of Jupiter, right? It does have 7 moons. It is orbiting a sun, but it is not the only plane of existence that exists, so to speak. So there you go. What's up, Brett? Nathan Hatcher, the land was my first lit RPG. Dude, I'm so happy that you found it, and I'm so happy that you stuck with it. I hope that you do. If you want more lit RPGs, one of the services that I do is that I update the new releases every week. So again, litrpg.com, you'll find everything that you want. I also do like monthly contests, so word. And yeah, the WoW mount. I just gave away some mounts for World of Warcraft. Brett Davis says, I do have a problem with that. Brett Davis, you have a problem with many things that I say, so we're okay. Casper Loff, Elgard, awesome name. So when will Victor meet another Chaos Seed? I'm not going to not say that he doesn't exactly not meet a Chaos Seed in Book 7, but he meets a Chaos Seed in Book 7, so there you go. The Land Monopoly, boom, why not? Yeah, I mean, Places of Power, that's, you know, done. You know, the trial with Nexus, you go straight to jail. It basically writes itself. Pre-order for Book 7. Okay, so Danielle Jones did not hear the bad news. The bad news is Book 7 will not be out on the 19th. The good news is that it is 3 times as big as Book 1, so you will have lots of land goodness. It is my best work, but the editing is real for creating a book that is over 1,000 pages. It will probably be about 1,300 pages when it's done. So you will love it. It is my best work, but it will not be out on the 19th. It will most likely be out by like the first week of December, possibly before then. Thanks to my great beta readers. Oh, why did that get pinned? Did I push something? Okay. So, and just for those of you that want to be beta readers, Hunter was a beta reader, and he was like, you know what? Fuck the land. I'm out of here. So, you know, boom. You know, there you go. Thank you so much, Richard Ryan. Yeah, I always wanted it to be very jewel-toned. I've been able to work with a great artist, so yeah, I love them too. Audiobook 6, Nick is making it now, but he's still recovering, so it's going a little slower. Roxanne says, I've not read any of the chapters. Well, they're 100% free for everybody, and up to like chapter 6 for book 7. If you guys want to see some secrets about Randy and you want to see like the loot that he gets from the last Goblin battle. But for my core readers, chapter 10 is up, and yeah, I'll put chapter 11 up later today or tomorrow. Awesome. I wasn't asking for more spoilers. Oh, okay. And Ramon says, I think we've actually interviewed together without pants, so that's something we can share, Ramon. All right. My my mouth is getting tired and dry. Oh, I've got water here. Great. Gnomes do roll. Hello, Crystal. Congrats on winning a WoW mount. And let's see. I'm on Big 4 at the moment and loving the hotel. Oh, so no spoilers for Paul. No spoilers. And we are all lit RPG converts. I actually, one of the things that I feel really good about is that when I first read it, it was like this like amazing, almost like, oh my god kind of moment for me when I started reading lit RPG. I was like, oh, why has this not been a thing before? and I love that I can sort of share that same kind of energy with other people. So thank you for letting me know. I'm happy they're an inspiration, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Do I sleep? No. You can see these gigantic bags under my eyes. I never ever sleep. I just finished a night shift at 8 a.m. I am, I'm fueled by whiskey and bad decisions. That's just how I do. So is the land expanding into space? Not right now. No, it's not. I like the color scheme. Oh, thank you very much. I feel like, why not make it as visually appealing as possible? So there is that's one of the things with version 3.0 that's actually going to be updated retroactive for the other ones, but like, the prompt system and everything else is going to be a lot more fun, a lot more streamlined. You're going to be able to get more info in less, physical space, because I always want to give you guys like a lot of detail, but I don't want you to have to like scroll through a bunch of like prompts, especially for those of you that just don't really read the prompts or like care about the nuances. So yeah, it's good. Your guild should be jealous and tell them they should have joined the giveaway. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so $5. He meets a KSC but doesn't know he doesn't know it. $5 he already has. All right, Hunter, we'll see. Casper, yeah, no, seriously, 1,300 pages, dude. Nick actually yelled at me yesterday, so I was like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be like 1,300. He's like, I don't have that much voice to read that. But yeah, no, there's gonna be more of everything you love and more stuff that you didn't even know. So no, the audiobook version for 7 will probably be done by early next year. Nick is amazing, and again, I can't really say how blessed I feel to be working with him. But he is going to he's like putting aside some time for me. And like 6 would have already been out, but he's a actual audio performer, not just a narrator, and he got a little sick, so he's resting his instrument. But yeah, I don't imagine that it'll take too long. He's already set some time away from me, so I'm super happy about that. Alma and Richter, yeah, I honestly have a little tear for that little dragon lead as well sometimes. So yeah, your books are next. Oh, well, thank you very much, Crystal. I hope that you like my books. So is Alma actually going to grow in size? So what Kurt is referencing is that I said that as your dragon lead evolves, as your settlement evolves, and we all know that like Richter has some things to do to evolve the settlement, but it was a fair idea that Alma will actually grow up. Yeah. I can't stop reading Lit RPG either, but the only downside about being a Lit RPG author is that I don't have time to read Lit or play RPGs. I have not touched Titanfall in forever. She's going to leave me for another man, I'm sure. But yeah. Let's see. What Lit RPG did you read first? So my very first Lit RPG was actually this like 50-page like novelette, I guess you would call it, by D.W. Jackson, who I really enjoyed it. In all honesty, it really, really went off the rails. And then there was some other stuff that was going on with the guy. But I can't deny the fact that he was my introduction into it, and I absolutely, absolutely loved it. And then the only other people out then were like Ultra World was out. I don't know if Way of the Shaman had put a book out yet. If I did, I wasn't aware of it. But then Brent Roth, Dragon's Wrath, which again, still one of my favorite book series of all time. And wherever you are, Brent, I hope that you're doing okay, man. Let's see. Before I forget, I want to give a little shout out to my buddy Dakota Kraut, though. His third dungeon book is coming out. I've already slated a couple hours to at least read some of it, even though I'm doing this editing process. But big love to Dakota Kraut. He is an awesome, amazing person and author. Yeah. Oh, and now that we're talking about him, tomorrow, please tune in for a Facebook live party with myself, several other awesome, amazing Lit RPG authors, Dakota Kraut, James Hunter, Michael Chatfield, but also Margaret Wise from Dragonlance is going to be here doing an AMA. She was gracious enough to join, and also 2 other amazing authors that are not Lit RPG, but I personally love. Evan Curry, who does space opera, his Odyssey 1 stuff is amazing, and Michael Manning. You guys have seen me fanboy about him forever, but he's gonna come by and say what's up. So please, tune in tomorrow 6 to 10. Okay, God, my mouth is actually hurting now. I catched Plucky Y. I try to do names right. I'm sorry if I butcher them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Please leave reviews. And I was in the running for the Goodreads semifinals. So the voting is closed today, but it opens tomorrow. So I'm in the top 10, even though I'm going up against Michael Sanders and Akechi, Michael Sullivan, Brandon. I mean, I'm going up against the big names. But if I make it to the final, screw those guys and vote for me, because that would be insane to win. It's for best book of 2017. Anyway, thank you to everybody that has voted. I couldn't do any of this without you, so thank you. Where's the shop? So if you go to litrpg.com, just go to the button on the left that says shop or store. Let me double check to make sure there's no issues. litrpg.com. And yeah, second one down on the left is shop. Yeah. So I've got books and bags and 50 different t-shirts that are slightly inappropriate. So I hope you like them. Nick is a great reader. I agree. He's the very best. And I'm not changing for Nick at all unless I do there's a female character that I want to deal with, and there, I would want to work with obviously a female narrator, because I feel like that's just, kind of right. Even though Nick has a creepily sexy woman voice. So yeah. Do we need an anthology? All right, so Damon's asking about so I've gotten a couple asks about the signed books as a box set and stuff like that. I'll totally work with you guys. I'm so flattered that you would want to, have my books in your home. So I've done books 1 through 3, formatting almost on everything for 4. And honestly, the reason I haven't done the rest of it is it's just kind of pain in the ass a little bit. It takes forever to do the editing and, change it up and blah, blah, blah. But I have a wonderful assistant now who's going to handle that editing for me. So after book 7 comes out, the paper book should be out either right before, right after, or same day. So, yes, if you hit me up, we will definitely work something out. No worries. I do not have a handy-dandy cardboard box to do that, but we will definitely hook it up. No stress. And there's also a link. So, and I changed the link on the Facebook page to just go to Amazon. But, yeah, litrpg.com. Tell your friends. It's the best ever. You can find anything you want there, including the comprehensive list of the Lit RPG, which is out there. And it's updated every Sunday, ideally. I didn't do it. It's almost always updated every Sunday with the new releases, so you don't have to worry. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So, you're listening to it work. So, this is actually funny. I have a wonderful fan who is hearing impaired, so he has hearing aids in. But what people don't know is that hearing aids can pick up Bluetooth these days. So, when he's in meetings, he's just piping the land in, and he's, chuckling and smiling, and they think that he's paying attention to this meeting, and really he's just rocking out to Nexus beating the crap out of Richter. So, shout out to that guy, and shout out to you, Ryan Davies. Yeah, I know DW, and I'm sure if you've been around long enough, you know that the other weird history with DW too. But you can't deny Ash was a very cool character at first. Yeah, Dragon's Wrath and Ready Player One are both awesome. Yeah, they really did kind of go off the rails. Will the snake make an appearance? Blah blah blah. There will be some snake love. Yeah. Dungeon Calamity Hive. I love that. Have you ever seen anime? Yeah, Overlord. So I do like Overlord. Obviously, Overlord, by definition, is overpowered. It's kind of fun. I like that it's shorter and there weren't some BS episodes in the middle, but it doesn't really fuel me. Honestly, I feel like Log Horizon is kind of the best in the business so far as lit RPG style animes. And, all right. Is that 10 a East? Yeah, no. So, the Facebook party with everyone is going to be 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, it's also just going to be, I'm going to make there's posts on my Facebook page. That's what this motion was meant to impart. So, yeah. Being in the top 20 will be badass. Being in the top 20 of anything is badass. Almost the top 20 of anything is badass, so I agree. But hopefully I can get in, and God, that would be amazing. So I find out tomorrow if I made it through the semis, so fingers crossed. yeah, I mean, Brandon Sanderson is the man. I mean, it's just the way it is. Like, he's awesome. I mean, there's other authors that I love, obviously, but like Sanderson he crushes the game. That's the way it is. When is the jumper contest? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm assuming by jumper you mean American Hoodie, and that will be revealed. I don't know, in the next couple of days. I just finished. Hold on, I just finished 3 night shifts, so it's kind of killing me. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Let's see. Truth be told, it was eating games, blah, 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 blah. And when it popped on, yep, oh, right on. I'm glad you found me. I'm off tomorrow. We'll ask other also what they think of Gnome. See you later, Apollos. And waiting for Almond Evolve. Yeah, it's going to be super cool. And signed hardcovers, definitely signed. Well, signed 6x9 paperbacks. I don't have one super close, and again, I'm not wearing pants, so I'm trying not to get up. But I'm going to start looking for a hardcover, and if I do a hardcover, it's simply because of the size of it. What I'm probably going to do is like hardcover of books 1 through 3, and then I don't even know what it costs, but you know, again, I don't sell these to really like, you know, make a markup. I do it because I think it's awesome that you guys want to do it, so I just kind of like figure out whatever the cost is for editing, and I will put those up too. Probably it would be like 1 through 3, either 1 to 2, or every 2 books or every 3 books would have a gigantic hardcover that with some beautiful new artwork and stuff like that. Yeah. Miss Village Swag, go on letterpg.com, new season of Overlord, blah, blah, blah. And oh my god, I caught up. Sana Charlie, hello, love. This is one of my good friends who does amazing work out in Cali. Go see her if you need to. How many books are you planning? 50 books in a movie and a Netflix series. Hey, Netflix, what's going on? And leather-bound versions of hardcover. I mean, again, that'd be cool. But, like, I just don't know. I'm sure there's people that do it, but obviously I have to find someone that will do it for a price that is not going to, like, sound insane to you guys when I try to sell it to you. So, but yeah, I would definitely do a leather-bound. I mean, I'd like that just for me because, you know, I have many fine leather-bound books and I smell of mahogany. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you, everybody who has watched. Quick recap. The book will not be on the 19th, which is the bad news. The good news it is over 1,000 pages long, and so you will be land goodness. We are halfway through the editing process now. It will definitely be out by like December 3rd, like the first part of December. Hopefully out before then. Doing a Facebook Live party tomorrow with other awesome Lit RPG authors and non-Lit RPG authors, including Margaret Wise, who wrote all the Dragonlance books that you fell in love with at the same time I did, Evan Curry, who is an amazing space opera author, and Michael Manning, who I personally feel like is one of the best, put out one of the best series in the last 10 years. I love Madgeborn. Shout out to my good friend Dakota Crowd, who's coming out with a new book this week too. We're all super excited about that. I have Miss Village bracelets because I'm super awesome. Stranger Things 2 was epic. One day we will do a Kickstarter to remake Temple of Elemental Evil. Boom. If I ever have a movie, Neil Patrick Harris and Malcolm Reynolds will be in it. I don't care what I have to pay them. Boom. And stay classy, San Diego. I also have stickers if you want one of those. Just like message me personally and I'll send them over to you. Everybody, thank you. You're awesome. Mwah! Good night.